Hi guys, for today's trade of the day, we'll be looking at the pound dollar. And as usual, we start off with the monthly chart. So now on the monthly chart, what we like to look for is the long-term resistance and long-term support. And graphically speaking, we see the price actually made a spike here to this low at the 1.1410 level, right? And before a strong rejection, and we can call this our long-term support. Change the color. So now that we have our long-term support, we want to find Fibonacci levels that are in line with this long-term support to give further strength and confluence to this level, right? Because there's really no other lower levels that we can do a retracement from. I want to do an extension, a Fibonacci extension from this swing high here to this low, and then to the next swing high here. And we see that the long-term support actually falls in line with the 76.4 level. So this could be a strong long-term support. And now we look for a long-term resistance. Graphically speaking, there's a level here. We can call this our long-term resistance. And we just want the same thing. We just want to find any Fibonacci ratios that are in line with this level to give further strength and confluence to this long-term resistance. We take a zigzag in terms of an extension, and we pull all the ratios. And we realize that the swing high here, the graphical swing high here, is in line with the 100%, which is a key Fibonacci ratio level. I can also take a retracement from this high all the way to where price spike in the low, and I see that it's also in line with a 50% retracement. We can just highlight these levels. Now that we have our long-term resistance and long-term support level, let's go down to the weekly. Now we are on the weekly, and we see that price actually drifted lower from April 2018, and then it reached a low at 9th of March before showing a strong rejection. What we want to do on the weekly is also to find a weekly support and weekly resistance level. Now, graphically speaking, there is sort of a weekly resistance level over here, right, where price tested once and tested a second time. We can actually do a retracement to see whether it's in line with any Fibonacci levels. And we can see that if I do a retracement, this graphical level here is actually a 61.8% retracement. So I can just leave it there, highlight it, and it seems like this is actually sort of a small zone, right? Likewise, this long-term resistance level is also sort of a zone. So what I want to do now is call this the weekly resistance, and we try to find a support that is below current price and yet above long-term support. I can't really say much because it's such a sharp rejection over the above the long-term support. But graphically speaking, there seems to be sort of a graphical level here where price tested once, rejected, came back, tested a second time, rejected. So let's just put this in and let's see whether there are any Fibonacci levels that have an influence with this. I can first of all do an extension from this to do this zigzag here. Now pull all the Fibonacci levels, and you see that's right on the 38.2. Right, that is one level. So I can just highlight that. Okay, that's one level, and if I were to do a sort of a retracement of from the swing low here, this rejection swing low here to where current price is, it will be a bit hard to see. So with that, let's just go down to the daily, right? And let me tidy this chart up. So we currently have our long-term support, long-term resistance, weekly resistance, and our daily support, or rather our weekly support, sorry, because this was found on the weekly time frame. Now we're actually on the daily time frame, and on to the bias that I currently have is for price to make a push down low towards a daily support, and then after that another push up towards our weekly resistance. Right, so we take a retracement from the swing low here to where price currently is, and we open up all the Fibonacci ratios. And we see that the weekly 38.2 extension is also in line with the 50, so we can keep that level. And this graphical level here, 27.20, we can also keep that level. Right, so let me just put that down. Right, so we have this level, this weekly support can also be the daily support. And then we have the intermediate resistance level here, and the negative 27, which is in line with the graphical overlap. Okay, so this is what we have. Price is really holding in the middle of our weekly resistance and our weekly / daily support. What I really like to see is actually for price to go down to the weekly support before making a push up towards the weekly resistance. Another way that price could move is price could actually really push up to the negative 27 and then come back down to the weekly support. So for this trade, to really take advantage of this trade, I will actually wait for price to come close to the weekly or daily support, and then I will actually play a long bounce towards the weekly resistance. Now we want to see whether we can confirm this with any indicators as well. We just pull our indicators, 6, and even the RSI. So stochastic seems quite nice. I'll use stochastics for now. If I were to put in a level, say somewhere here, intermediate support, you see that every time when stochastics touches the support level at 209, right, price makes a strong push upwards, like over here, and even over here, and even over here, price makes sort of a strong push. So there's still quite a bit of room to go. I will maintain this bullish bias. I will use my weekly daily support as my entry, and my long-term support as my pivot, as my stop loss. This will be weekly resistance will be my first target, long-term resistance will be my second target. Of course, I'll watch out for this intermediate resistance at a 127.25 level. So this will be the trade of the day. Thank you.